Hello and welcome to the European Resilience Initiative Center video podcast. Today our guest is Marian Kulich, who is a founder of Mir Ukraine, or translated from Slovak, Peace for Ukraine. And this is an NGO aiming extra in supporting Ukraine and Ukrainian army and Ukrainian society with donation projects. And in his daily life, he's an IT expert at a software company. Welcome, Marian.
Hello, thank you.
Your organization, Mir Ukraine, and it is translated as we already found out, Peace for Ukraine, has recently got into all the news. You have raised an amazing sum of donations. When I sent you a request, it were 3 million euro, and now when we are talking already over 4 million euro of donations from Slovakia. And your initial goal was 1 million. What was your feeling when you saw the numbers rising, and why did you start to raise money for Ukraine?
Okay, at first, so it started already when our government changed to pro-Russian government. Okay, it was in the October when Mr. Fico won elections with strong support of Russian propaganda. Okay, we are talking this is pro-Russian government because he's really like doing the steps what Russians will do in case they will have power. So he refused to send like military aid to Ukraine. It was called 14 package of the like military aid. And in that time we started thinking that no, this is not possible, that European country will refuse to support Ukraine in like our fight together against the Russian imperialism and Russian fascism. So we started thinking that we have to do something, that our voice, like Slovak people, Slovak nation, will be heard outside of Slovakia, and also that we will like be part of the like coalition of European countries who are helping Ukraine in the fight. But we didn't know how to start because our initiative in the past was mostly focusing on the doing protest against like Russian actions in Ukraine, and also like we were trying to fight Russian propaganda on social media and so on. So we just started thinking about it. But then when Czech president announced the Czech like initiatives to collect ammunition for Ukraine, which is really needed now, it was and our government refused to join this Czech initiative. It was really strong signal that we have to act, and we were also like reached by many like people from public, like activists, different organizations and so on, that we have to do something. And it was strong signal that we have to join prepare campaign and start it, kick it of it as soon as possible, because also we see bad news on the Ukraine like front line, that Ukraine needs ammunition, Ukraine needs more weapons to like protect their country. So this is really, it was a lot of like things together. So we started thinking about it, started to like talking to people, to talking to activists, to society, and then we had like a presidential election in Slovakia as well, and uh, it was really strong message in this presidential election campaign, that like pro-Russian candidate was telling that he will not send soldiers to Ukraine, and actually he won elections because of such messages, which where he was lying, because he president in Slovakia doesn't have this competency. And it was really like after this election we had to run this campaign, so we started it on April 16th, and I think most than like half of Slovaks are like thinking that we have to support and help Ukraine. So that's why it started to be very like active, because it was also like message towards our government that we don't agree with their like foreign policy. Okay, I just mentioned few things. Our like foreign minister met Mr. Lavrov. Okay, there are really like meeting Chinese, Serbian, and such countries instead of like European countries and our allies. They are telling that they want to make politics on all like both sides, but like actually in case they are collaborating with the pro-Russian countries and authoritarian countries, they will not get support from West. So this is like really strong message against our government. So it's more like donating on this campaign. It's also like very strong message to our government that we are like European country. We would like to be friends with our Czech colleagues and Czechs, and also with other our European countries, and support Ukraine in this fight against huge Russia, and Russia is going to take part of the Europe, so we have to fight it back.
Wow, that is to a certain extent a similar experience which we have in Germany, as our Chancellor Scholz is not like as pro-Russian as
Mm-hmm.
your Prime Minister Fico is, or God beware, Viktor Orban in Hungary. But still, there are a lot of tendencies of slowing down the German support for Ukraine. And to my organization, uh, we raise donations for Ukraine too, not to this scale like you do, but also we see that reaction of the Germans who sent money and say, look, it's because we want to do what our chancellor doesn't do. And as far as I see in Slovakia, the level of this protest with the nation is even higher. So, what was your reaction when you saw how actively people came to you and send their money?
We didn't know what to expect, okay, because we didn't have experience with such things. So we set our goals much lower than it was like achieved now. Okay, our expectation was that we were working with version so that we will collect 1 million euro. We choose 1 million euro because Slovenia's government joined Czech initiative with this like amount of money. Okay, and we know that it will be difficult, so we were thinking about collecting 250,000, so we at first, and then started like purchasing like ammunition based on achieving this milestone. But luckily, after we started our campaign, the numbers started rolling, and in more than 40 hours we reached 1 million of euro, so it was amazing. Okay, it was amazing. It was feeling like you just open your phone every 5 minutes and you were refreshing page and checking the numbers how they're rising. But what was really also nice, it was that not like some big donors came and put money there. It was really like people, you saw the number of the like people who were donating money. It was rising, and average donation was around 70 euros. So you see the strong message from our people towards government that we don't agree with their steps, they messages they are putting, and we are like standing with the Europe, and we want to like be part of this like Czech initiative and deliver weapons or ammunition to Ukraine as soon as possible. So first days it was really like first day we made almost every day like around €500,000 of donations, and it started to be quite successful, and we were really busy to answering all the questions from like media from around the world, because everyone was like really impressed by Slovaks, how they can like come together and like show this message that we are standing with Ukraine in this fight.
Indeed, and I can imagine this fantastic feeling of seeing how your compatriots help you to do the right thing. And now you mentioned like €70 is the average donation, and that shows that it is really a grassroots initiative. What really impressed me in your call is that one of the initiators of this call is a 99 years old Holocaust survivor, Otto Shimko,
Yep.
and he helped to initiate the call, and he's one of the faces of your campaign. That gives that feeling and that impression that we are now dealing with a level of evil which is comparable to World War II evil. And frankly speaking, many countries react on this challenge, similar to how they reacted or other governments reacted in World War II in the early years, just pretending that the evil is not in the room and we don't need to do anything. Do you see these parallels?
Yep, it's really clear parallels. And Otto Šimko, like this guy is 99 years old, and you just don't like realize how simple he is telling these things. Okay, maybe you saw this video of it, what we try to put out, but he's telling that he was 19 when Slovak uprising against Nazi appeared in Slovak history, and he said that you cannot win against such aggression without any like weapons. You have to fight, and you have to fight for your freedom, and you have to fight for your life, and that's what the Ukrainians are doing. Okay, they cannot just say that okay, let's have a peace and it will be peace. No, that there is Russian aggression. Russians are coming there, they are killing civilians. They don't care, they just want to destroy everything and kill everyone. Okay, so they have to have something. How can they like fight back? Okay, and that's what is Russia propaganda like trying to like tell it's not true, but or telling any other story, but it's simple like that. Like Ukraine army has ammunition to fight back and fight for freedom and protect their country. So this message like it's really like easy that there is this parallel between the Second World War and German Nazis and Russian fascists now. Okay, like just to take land and kill the people and so on. So
And that is exactly what you are doing and what many other organizations in Europe and worldwide do, raising donations, sending money to Ukraine, doing what our governments do not do or do, but not to the extent we expect from them to do. And if you want to support this cause of Marian Kulich and his friends, open your internet browser, go to the webpage Munitia pre Ukrainu. You see the screenshot of this web page on your screen now, and donate your money for the cause of support for Ukraine. That's another thing. Before we go further and before we dive deeper into the question how this money can be spent, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our channel so you do not miss other stunning interviews with other moving persons like Marian Kulich, founder of Mir Ukraine, Peace for Ukraine. Marian, you have raised that much money, and with that money, you can buy a lot of equipment for Ukrainian army. But especially when it goes about the ammunition, there are certain limitations for the civilian companies, for the civilian organizations to purchase military equipment, especially explosive stuff, and send it abroad. How this money will be spent? What are the next steps now?
like this was the maybe the most difficult part of our like preparing this campaign, because we need that to find technical like possibilities how to manage this, because even collecting money for ammunition is weapon is not really like something what in normal words like standard. Okay, but
You can be accused of funding terrorism.
yes, exactly, and all the like laws against anti-money laundering and so on. So it's covering this, and this is good. Okay, we are not designed to be in this such war, but because of Russia like attacking our us and so on. So we have to find how to do it. Okay, but we found a partner in Czech Republic. This is organization called Darek pro Putina, and they have fund for collecting such money. And
And
because Slovaks
Darek Proputina means translated into English a present
gift
for
for Putin,
Putin. Yeah,
gift for Putin. Okay,
love this humor.
yeah.
That is really amazing Czech dark humor. Absolutely adore it.
they have also like English version, so you can find it, gift for Putin, and like they are donating money for ammunition and collecting money for weapons since beginning of the full-scale invasion. So we like already met those guys last year because we were making campaign for demining robot, demining machine, which is made in Slovakia. And last year they were helping us with this campaign because it was first time we did something similar. So we know that we can trust them, and they have very close connection with Czech government. Okay, so Czech Ministry of Defense were like will help us with this initiative. So also like all the money are collected on this like fund for ammunition. Okay, which is managed by this organization in the Czech. So we also like from Slovak point of view, we feel a little bit safer because our government cannot do anything about it. And also, we made it clear that we are not collecting any data of our donors. So it's completely safe to deliver money for this account. And the Czech Ministry of Defense and Ukrainian government will help us to spend the money. We are also aligning with the Ukrainian government because they can tell us what is the most important. We already choose ammunition what we are going to buy, and the ammunition is going to be purchased very soon, and it will be delivered in next weeks to the Ukrainian front.
How much of ammunition and what kind of ammunition can one purchase for 4 million euro?
I don't know if I can share this, so we have to wait for this because we received some information. I have this information, but I think it's not safe to share it now. Okay, so sorry, I will not share this with you. We just decided to like now because we raised 4 million euro, so we decided to like use this 4 million euro for negotiation for ammunition. Now we are waiting for confirmation, and we need to do all the paperwork around it. But it depends what kind of ammunition you will choose. As we understand, there are shells 122 millimeters, which are uh, old, like Soviet, for old Soviet weapons. They are cheaper, and they are made also in Czech, and they are still valid and valuable for Ukrainians because there are a lot of like guns and machines where they can use it. And also there is this NATO standard 152 and 155 millimeters. They are quite more expensive, and also like demand for those shells is really high. So in case we would choose, for example, to go with this NATO standard, it will take more months, more weeks to deliver them to the Ukraine front. And our goal is to deliver ammunition as soon as possible. So we will make decision based on the recommendation of Ukrainian government.
Indeed, that is the most important thing which one can do. That is what also we always do with our donations which we raise. We always ask the Ukrainian counterpart, what exactly do you need, in what volume. It's not like, okay, we have like some money, we buy stuff we think you need, and we send it to you. Now, first you ask the Ukrainians what they need, and then you help them to do it. But what I wanted to ask you about is on your webpage, I saw that you have a lot of souvenirs in your shop with the portrait of Milan Rostislav Štefánik, who was a general, a Slovak general in World War One, and also one of founders of the so-called Czechoslovak Legion, which was fighting against Bolsheviks, also on the territory of Ukraine. And anyone who goes to Ukraine and to visit Volodymyrska Street has seen the house where this legion used to stay for a certain amount of time. What are all these connections? What does it mean for you in this war 100 years after? Why General Stefanik?
But General Štefánik was also founder of Czechoslovakia. Okay, he used his diplomacy, and based on thanks to diplomacy, that Czechoslovakia was established. Okay, after First World War. So in Slovakia, he's really a great figure because he's the founder of our country. Okay, He was really strong and pro-democratic. He traveled all his life. Okay, he lived on Madagascar, for example, in Africa, and he was like fighting, in the First World War as general, and also he was first minister of the war in the time. Okay, it was called Minister of the War. So we use these symbolic like things. Ukraine is fighting for the freedom. They are fighting for their freedom, but they are fighting also for our freedom. Because in case the Ukraine will fall, we will have Russian like army on our borders, and Slovaks will need to fight. So we feel this like connection between this. And also, Mr. Štefánik was really pro-democratic. He was like our like first country, Czechoslovakia, was democratic from 1918, so it was really rare in the time. It could be monarchy, but they decided decided thanks to Stefanik as well that the country will be democratic. So we see these parallels, okay, also with this current war where we are trying to protect our democracy against authoritarianism of Russians and other countries. So.
And that is also a sign that in nowadays in our world, when we face challenges like Russia's war of aggression against the whole world, frankly speaking, we need more Stefaniks and less Scholz or Fizos or Orbans. And that is exactly the message. And when our governments do not deliver, then people like you, like your organization, deliver it. And we were talking to Marian Kulich, a founder of Mir Ukraine, Slovak NGO's Peace for Ukraine, which has raised already 4 million euro for the shells, for artillery shells for Ukraine. And I think while we will be publishing this video in the next days, I hope that the number will increase up to 5 million or maybe more. Thank you so much, Marian, for this
Yep.
interview. And don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to this channel. Thank you, Marian, for what you're doing.
Thank you for having me here, and we will keep going, and we will like keep our like this campaign running. So you are welcome to like join us, and please help Ukraine. Slava Ukraine.
Heroim Slava. Thank you so much. All the best. And don't forget, the average donation is 70 euro. That means that they're not like huge donors who come with huge amount of money. No, normal people like you, me, like Marian, come together and do what our governments do not deliver.
All the best to you. Thank you.